Hey everybody, welcome to this Mastering Avantra training session. My name is Brenton O'Callaghan, and today I'm going to take you through upgrading an Avantra server. So I'm going to take a 20.5 server and upgrade it to our latest release, which is 20.11. Now this should work absolutely the exact same way if you're using any of the 20.x releases, so 20.2, 20.5, or even if you're going from 20.11 to a later patch, it should all work the exact same. Here at Avantra, we're very much focused on a low total cost of ownership, so this should be a fairly quick and easy upgrade path. So I'm going to switch over to my screen and show you the server that we're going to be upgrading. So here is my Avantra 20.5 server. So if I log in, I get my usual tip when I log into my system. And let's first of all have a look about this system. So here we have a Avantra 20.5 database, 20.5.6 for the master, and 20.5.6 for the Avantra UI. I received a notification a couple of days ago that a new Avantra release is available, which is all good news. So I've decided to apply it to this system. Now this is a very simple system. I've configured one server here. It's the actual server the system is running on itself. And just so you're aware of where I'm installing this on an Ubuntu 20.04 installation, which is the LTS version of this Ubuntu. It's a server running in the Google Cloud, and it's a very simple setup. So, okay, let's go ahead and upgrade this server. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Avantra downloads. So downloads.avantra.com. Now I'm already logged in. It will prompt you at this point to log in using your support website login, support.avantra.com. If you don't remember your login or if you can't find it, please email us at support@avantra.com and we'll be more than happy to help you get set back up. So here, just to show you a few things on the download page, we can go straight to the components, we can look at the release notes, we can look at what's new in Avantra 20.11, and we can look at any upgrade notes. So here we can see the latest changes here in the changelog, loads of new features. Obviously with a major release like this, there's loads of new features. There's also some stuff in the improvements area and some bugs as well that have been fixed from previous versions. So let's dive straight into the Avantra server on the current version. And you'll see right now you've available to download the 20.5 releases that are fairly recent and also this new 20.11. So I'm going to jump into 20.11.0. Now it's worth mentioning as well that there is a knowledge base article on our support website, which everybody can access, which details any known issues for upgrading. So make sure you have a look through that before you go and upgrade your server. There's nothing major, but there's always a few niggly bits that might trip you up or that you might ask yourself, maybe this won't work for me or maybe it will. So I encourage you to always read through the release notes and any associated known issue lists. So for me right now, I'm looking for the Avantra server 20.11.0 for Linux x64. And I'm going to go for the new direct link functionality. Well, it's not so new anymore, but it's very, very useful. Here we provide you with direct commands. So I like using curl. So it'll curl the Avantra server from our system. So I'm going to copy this command like this. Copy just like that. Now I'm going to switch over to my underlying server itself. So I'm going to swipe over here and you should be able to see my screen. So I'm going to log in one more time because my pipe was broken. And you can see here, I'm logged into the Ubuntu 20.04 LTS for this machine. So let's clear my screen so we have a bit of clarity. And I'm going to sudo into the user that runs my Avantra instance. So in this case, I have a service user called Avantra, which I am sudoing into, just like that. Now I'm going to go to where my Avantra server is installed. For me, that's at /opt/Avantra. If I do a full ls here, you'll see I have a folder for the agent, I have a folder for the master, I have a folder for the Sankui, and then I have some other folders as well, which just houses some useful scripts that I like to keep around for my Avantra instance. So I'm going to go straight into the master server here, like this. And do you remember the command I copied earlier, which to download the latest version of the master server? I simply paste this here and go. So now what it's doing is it's contacting our servers and it's downloading the latest version of Avantra. And just like that, it's done. The installation file is just under 300 megs. So if you've got a fairly good internet connection like I do here, you're not going to have a problem downloading this very quickly. Alternatively, if your Avantra server is installed within a firewall and doesn't have direct internet access, you can of course download it to your own laptop, put it through any jump boxes that need to go through or SCP it across to your Avantra installation. So now if I do ls, you'll see that I have my normal files that I have for an Avantra installation. And I have, beside it then, I have my actual Avantra server. Now, I've actually put this one level lower than I intended to. So I'm just going to go cd ... to bring me back up a directory. And I'm going to move the file I just downloaded, this one, into the current directory, which is a level above where I was. Okay, and if I do ls, now you'll see I have my agent folder, I have my installer for the latest version of Avantra, I have the master folder, and some other stuff as well. So now I'm going to make this file executable so that I can actually execute it on the server and execute the upgrade. And if I do ls -la, you'll see that it's now turned green, which tells me it's executable, and we can see it here, read, write, executable, read, write, executable, read, and execute. So now I'm going to execute it, just like this. So it creates the installation directory, it verifies the integrity of the archive, just making sure nothing happened during transit. And now it starts to run the installer. You'll see it actually found a compatible Java 8 installation at USR bin Java. So in this case, I've installed Java through my package manager, which is absolutely the way we recommend that people maintain Java on their own systems. So the master update has already completed. It's all done. We've also completed the Avantra UI update, successfully extracted Zangui installation data. And now it's saying, okay, great, your URL is back available at this one. Now I only make the HTTPS available. Clean up, removing install files, and done. So the entire upgrade there, including downtime, took roughly 30 to 60 seconds. Depending on the size of your installation, it should be roughly around this time frame. So really speaking, remembering that we really focus on a low TCO, a low maintenance requirement, our upgrades are low maintenance and should be relatively easy to install, like what we just showed. So I'm going to go back to my server here. Obviously, my UI needs to be refreshed, so let's do that. Let's leave this site. And we'll refresh, and it's brought me back to the login window. So I'm going to log in. Oh, just like that. And that's it. Let's go to the About window. This master status unknown will go away in a couple of minutes once the server boots up completely. So now the database 20.11.0 has been upgraded. The master is now running 20.11.0, and the Avantra UI is now running 20.11.0. And that's it. The system has been upgraded. You can see that our agent is already back up and running and being checked by the server. Some minor changes to the UI here. Some stuff has shifted around, and you'll see that that error about the master worker has disappeared already. So we're actually in good space, and that's it. So what we've done here in this very brief video is to download the latest version of Avantra. We have extracted it onto our server where our Avantra master is running, and we've run the installer, which took less than 30 seconds to complete. And that's how you upgrade to Avantra 20.11 from Avantra 20.2, 20.5, or any other version of Avantra. What we can do next now is look to upgrade the agents. So if we go back into our systems, we'll go back into servers. I mentioned that I have one server configured here. Obviously, from many of our customers, and for most of our customers, they will have a lot more servers configured in here. But if I go into this server A, you will see that the agent running on this server is 20.5.6. And I do have this option to upgrade agent here. Now, if I press that button, I say no, it says no agent available. Okay, that's fine. I haven't actually provided this Avantra server with the latest version of the Avantra agent, which we released alongside the master. Now, it's always worth reminding you that in terms of upgrade paths, always start with your master. Get your master as up to date as possible. Then go after that to update your agents. Then after that, go and update your transports. We're completely backwards compatible for agents and transports, but your master server should always be at the highest of those three. You should never have an Avantra master server running at a lower version than an agent. Put it simply, don't install the Avantra 20.11 agent before you've upgraded your Avantra master to 20.11. Okay, so let's go back to the software download page. So we're done with our server, and let's go home, and we'll go back to the components. And if I go in here, you'll see Avantra agent as an option in here. So here I have the Avantra agent 20.11 available to me. I have the Windows installer, or I have the Linux installer. So I'm going to take the Linux one here and say direct link, please. I'm actually just going to download it straight away here. And I'm going to let this download to my local machine here, because this is probably the way most of you will do it. You can also download it and place it manually on the server, but I would prefer to do this through the UI. Okay, so once this is downloaded, I'm going to close my servers and I'm going to go to administration and I'm going to go agent updates. Now, you do need administrative privileges here to be able to do what I'm about to show you, but that's fairly common for anybody performing updates on an Avantra master server. So I'm going to go to the packages section and I'm going to upload a new package. So let's go to downloads, and let's say 20.11.0.bin. So what's going to happen now is this agent is going to be uploaded from my local machine onto my Avantra master server, and then I'm going to be able to push that agent out to all of my remote agents, or some of my remote agents, depending on what I want to do, in order to upgrade those agents. This is very useful if you have hundreds of systems or even thousands of systems. It could be very time consuming to have to go through each one of those one by one just to upgrade the agent. So this way you should be able to push it out from your Avantra master server to the remote agents. Now, there can be challenges sometimes if your agent doesn't have the ability to update itself, whether it be permissions or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't always work, but for the most part, this is a very good way of deploying your agent updates. It can be, you can end up in a situation where your local security teams or your permission sets have been set up to deliberately disallow this feature. So for example, in older versions of Avantra, we sometimes required a sudo command access to be able to restart the agent itself. Sometimes this was not given, so therefore being able to upgrade the agent and restart the agent just wasn't an option, and this will fail. But these hopefully should be few and far between. If you run into any serious issues during your agent updates, our support team is always available to help you out should you need it. Just simply email support@avantra.com or log into the support website. It's very useful to log in there because you'll always see the latest knowledge base articles. You might see some known issues, or you might see some workaround scenarios to get you through the issue that you yourself are seeing. Okay, so now we can see that the package I've uploaded here is agent 20.11.0.bin. So now let's close agent updates and let's go back to our systems. And we'll go back into the system A. And now if I go down and say update agent, I get a different screen. No longer getting an error. I'm saying, okay, choose the version you want to upgrade to, and it's automatically chosen 20.11.0. And then we've selected our server A. Obviously, you can select multiple servers at the same time. You can select individual servers. It's completely up to you. But this is a very useful way of pushing out the updates. So let's say start update. And now what's happening is it's scheduling the update with the agent. The agent will then pull the updated agent file down to the local server. It'll extract it and it'll begin to install it. So if I click in here, you can already see this. So it's scheduled the update. It sent the update requests. That was okay. It downloaded the package to the remote server, extracted the package, initializing the update progress, and now it's currently in the process of stopping the agent that's already running on the system, installing the update, and then restarting the agent. If you're going to run into a problem with this whole process, it'll probably be in the process of starting and stopping the agent process on the remote machine. Hopefully we won't run into that issue today. Okay, so it backed everything up and it synchronized the agent files. It started the script RC agent, and now it's waiting 10 seconds to see if the agent comes back up. There we go. Agent was successfully updated from version 20.5.6 build 254 to 20.11.0 build 291. And you can see here, because I'm showing running and errors only, it's disappeared. But if I go back to all, you'll see that the server A had its agent upgraded successfully to 20.11. Okay, so once we're done with that, we can go back to servers here, close this and do a refresh. The agent here is showing us 20.11.0, 20.11.0. So there you have it. That was a 14-minute video where I was quite specifically taking you through each step, but typically you can upgrade an Avantra master server within a couple of minutes, and you can upgrade an agent en masse, several agents at once, in about 2 minutes, all through the Avantra UI. Very simple, very easy to do. Hope you find this video useful, and if you have any problems, please do contact us via support.avantra.com, where you'll find all the best, latest, and up-to-date knowledge-based articles. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.